English is today an international language spoken widely across the entire globe, and it is indeed the largest secondary language in the world. So why should people, speaking English as their mother tongue, bother to learn any other alternative languages, instead of using the time studying other and more urgent matters? This is a question discussed in the article "It is Sheer Snobbery to Make Teenagers Study Languages" by Peter Wilby, and printed in The Guardian the 14th of December 2006. In the following, I will comment on Peter Wilby's point of view and furthermore analyze the rhetoric devices used in the article. Finally, I will draw lines to the debate of modern globalization and the cultural value and understanding within foreign languages. Wilby begins his article by establishing that the compulsory learning of foreign languages in the English school system is utterly unnecessary, even though the elite opinion, as he describes it, is of the opposite. He refers to an interim report on the teaching of languages in schools and criticizes the government of that time for ignoring the committees of education. Furthermore, he argues that everyone speaks English and it is also the language of the academic world, which is why there is no need to involve British students with the learning of foreign languages. He's of the opinion that only small countries whose native languages is not widespread should engage in learning English due to the fact that otherwise they'll be enabled in the global, cultural, political, and scientific world. Finally, he comments on statistics claiming that students are wildly enthusiastic about learning to speak, for example, French, and that the final results of the lessons is incredibly low. Wilby ends the article by encouraging that the compulsory learning of foreign languages ought to be repealed, while at the same time dismissing academic snobs and reactionaries, as he called those of different opinion. Wilby is throughout the article extremely critical towards not only the government, society, and Estelle Morris, who he also refers to. Even though he actually agrees with Morris in one matter, he starts by depicting her as a failure in the sentence, "Estelle Morris's spell as education secretary may have been in many ways undistinguished." This sentence does not only discredit her as a reference, but also lowers Wilby's ethos. By being hypercritical towards his surroundings, Wilby seems antipathetic, which makes the reader more likely to be hostile towards his arguments. Nevertheless, Wilby expresses some kind of national pride indirectly, despite the fact that he doesn't exactly celebrate anything about his country. He's fairly arrogant when speaking about the English language as superior, which is shown, for example, in this sentence. The young people want to learn English, or at least American English. Even though patriotism is a good thing, one might argue that Wilby clearly favors British English, which can be quite offensive to some readers. The sentence discreetly distresses that American English is of less value than British English. Wilby might be right that it is not imperative for the native Englishman to learn any foreign languages in the aspect of conducting oneself in the global world. Someone who's only able to communicate in English has just as much opportunity of success as a multilinguistic individual. Nevertheless, it is crucial to point out the many other qualities of learning foreign languages. Being able to speak, for example, French, German, or Chinese does not necessarily promote the average citizen's career, but within the language lies also cultural values and norms for the given country. So when understanding and communicating with each other across borders, the gift of speaking foreign language is definitely important, and modern globalization has only boosted this need further.